In the Shakespeare sonnet Not Marble, Nor the Gilded Monuments, the speaker contends that poetry is the highest form of flattery, because once inscribed into a poem, one's memory will remain and stand the test of time. This may be a romantic sonnet, but is also an argument for the power of poetry. The argument of the sonnet is explained immediately in the first two lines. Rhyme is more substantial than the gilded monuments of princes. By rhyme, the speaker is referencing poetry, and the gilded monuments are allusions to the lavish tombs of royalty who wanted to make a lasting legacy for themselves. The blatant irony in these lines is the comparison of the strength of the hard stone monuments to the strength of poetry, something that is viewed as softer and flimsier. But the speaker describes this rhyme as powerful, more so than even the marble statues of royalty. Directed toward the speaker's loved one, the sonnet will preserve the living record of her memory by inscribing her into poetry. The speaker praises his beloved, promising a sort of immortality through the sonnet's ability to remain after all is gone and destroyed. The object of his affection will shine more bright than unswept stone, because by writing the sonnet, he made the memory of her everlasting. He scoffs at the gilded monuments of princes and the statues built to memorialize the great people of this world, insisting that not even stone can outlast poetry. The speaker asserts that poetry is eternal, more durable than the stone statues because people will continue to read it for generations to come. In the next quatrain, the speaker supports his argument using the strongly present images of ruin and an impending judgment day. The speaker alludes to Mars, the Roman god of war, who is a fearsome and terrible god in Roman mythology, in lines 7 and 8. By making this allusion, audiences realize how substantial poetry must be if it can withstand Mars his sword. The phrase, "nor war's quick fire shall burn," is yet another example of the power of poetry. Additionally, in lines 5 and 6, the speaker foreshadows the doom of the aforementioned monuments by acts of wasteful war and broils that root out the work of masonry. The speaker argues that poetry can withstand fire and destruction, so the living record of your memory will be kept intact and safe from the forgetfulness of time. The assonance in the phrase, besmeared with sluttish time, places emphasis on how cruel time can be to one's memory. By using the negative descriptive word of sluttish, the speaker clearly believes that time is filthy and unforgiving toward memory. Because the structure of this poem is the Shakespearean sonnet, the main message resides in the final two lines. In this couplet, the speaker maintains that until Judgment Day comes upon us and the world as we know it ends, the object of his affection will never die, living on forever in the form of the sonnet. Furthermore, he claims that she will dwell in lovers' eyes, meaning that whoever may read this sonnet over the years to come will preserve her memory by the act of reading. The synecdoche of eyes is used twice throughout the sonnet, not only in the last line, but also in the phrase, eyes of all posterity. This metaphor is used because eyes are like windows into the soul. Connections are made when looking into another person's eyes, and this connection will be how her memory will last forevermore. As people read the sonnet, the speaker's memory of his love is transferred into their minds and memory, and will continue to live on there. The rhyming of the lines helps connect the ideas of the sonnet together, creating a seamless argument for the power of poetry. Shakespeare, a master of the romantic sonnet, is almost arrogant in this poem, full of confidence in his ability to create meaningful poetry that is relevant for years to come. His arrogance was justified, because centuries later people still read his sonnets. Shakespeare succeeded in his goal to immortalize his beloved through his poetry, and the structure, choice of diction, and potent figurative language effectively create more meaning in the sonnet.